Good evening and welcome to ABC 31 News Tonight. I'm Scott Beadle. Tonight's big story, a November 2015 officer-involved shooting that left a child dead and a father wounded goes to court. ABC 31's Joanna Phillips traveled to Avoyelles Parish today to get an up-close look at the first day of jury selection.
On November 3rd, 2015, 6-year-old Jeremy Martis was killed at the scene of a vehicle chase, and his father, Christopher Few, was left wounded. The incident involved 2 Marksville police officers, Norris Greenhouse and Derek Stafford. The officers were working as Ward 2 Marksville deputy marshals on the evening of the vehicle chase that ended at a dead-end street with 18 shots fired at Few's vehicle. Stafford faced trial today, and Greenhouse's trial is scheduled for June 12th. Judge William J. Bennett presided today at the Avoyelles Parish Courthouse. 600 subpoenas were issued for a jury selection. A jury selection in the trial of Derek Stafford, a Marksville police officer, took place today. Stafford is accused by the state of Louisiana for attempted second-degree murder and second-degree murder. Jury selection will continue tomorrow. In Marksville, Joanna Phillips, ABC 31 News.
The 25-year-old Oakdale man died last week from injuries in a house fire. Joey Hampton Jr.'s house on South Street burned the previous weekend. The state fire marshal says 4 other family members were injured and 1 remains in the hospital. Now, fire is still under investigation. It appears that it started in the living room. The U.S. Attorney for our area of Louisiana is stepping down. Pineville native Stephanie Finley became the first African-American woman to serve the Western District of Louisiana. She and 45 other U.S. attorneys were asked to resign by the new Attorney General. She says she will continue working in a private capacity. Finley has 25 years of federal service. State police believe impaired driving was a factor in a deadly crash this Sunday. 22-year-old Nicholas Stroud of Ball died in the crash in Avoyelles Parish. Troopers say there was a head-on collision when a pickup crossed the center line and crashed into Stroud's car. He was killed in that collision despite wearing a seatbelt. Troopers say they believe the other driver was impaired. It happened on Highway 107 north of Marksville. Rapids deputies say they've taken a Pineville man into custody for theft and conspiracy. He's 44-year-old Michael Dwayne Wilson, who had been wanted for the theft of a generator from a local business where an off-duty detail was present. Vernon deputies say they've arrested a man for illegal drug activities. Agents say they found crack and powder cocaine, marijuana, meth, numerous firearms, currency, and stolen property at the home of 43-year-old Isaac Grant III of Leesville. 2 people were arrested by Rapids deputies for cruelty to an infant in an incident first reported last month. They are Kayla Elise McDaniel of Pineville and Alan Keith Sherman of Alexandria, both 27. Detectives say hospital officials found burn marks on the child. Both suspects are also charged with improper supervision of a minor. That child has been released to other family members. Law enforcement authorities in Natchitoches Parish issue a warning to drug dealers similar to one already on the table in Rapids Parish. The sheriff and DA say if a drug user dies from ingesting opioids that have been cut with dangerous compounds like fentanyl, the dealer could be charged with murder. They say this is becoming a problem in Natchitoches. We'll get ready for a couple of sunny if cool days ahead. Here's Chief Meteorologist Chris Summers with your weather now.
Hey Scott, yeah, I did see a lot of clouds out there today. A little bit of rain around earlier this morning, but most of that rain has now exited parts of Louisiana. Just leaving behind it though, the cloud cover still, but some sunshine does return to our area the next couple of days, but temperatures are going to stay below average. Today we had highs in the 50s in most areas. Our normal high for this date is 70, so we're about 15 degrees below where we should be for this time in March. Your highs from today, 58 degrees in Natchitoches, 62 degrees Shreveport, a little bit warmer to our south. Temperatures did make it back into low to mid 60s down from Lake Charles to Baton Rouge. And here in Alexandria, we saw a high of 56 late this afternoon. So a lot of sunshine back in the forecast as we head into our Tuesday, but still on the cooler side, maybe low 60s for most of our area. Keep the cool weather around for Wednesday as well, but still dry weather and sunshine expected. And then a little bit warmer by the time we get to the end of the work week. Looks like highs get at least back to the upper 60s. And looks like 70s in the forecast by the time we get to the weekend. So something to look forward to definitely as you get through the rest of the work week and get ready for that upcoming weekend. And we'll talk more about that with your 7-day forecast coming up in just a few more minutes.
Thanks, Chris. Fans of the historic Hodges Gardens State Park in Sabine Parish are asking for support letters to keep it open. The group says a foundation which has been helping the gardens has sent a default notice for the fiscal year starting in July 1st. The notice of default was triggered by anticipation that the state will not be providing enough money to fund the state park. Alexandria Country Day School is hosting their annual Outrageous Art Auction event. Students have worked year-round with an art instructor from the school, making pieces that will be featured in silent and live auctions.
They work year-round on different creative, beautiful projects that then are on the silent auction block at this particular event. It's everything from watercolors to multimedia projects, and they've even done like wine bottles and turned them into oil lanterns. One of the projects that she's working on right now we're really excited about, and it'll actually be a live auction piece, is a family donated an antique upright piano that was in disrepair, and she has pulled it together, repaired it, and turned it into this fabulous desk. And the kids have all helped her in that process, and so that's one of the live auction products.
That event will take place on March 16th at 6:30 in Forest Hill. For more information on the location and ticket prices, you can visit acdsonline.org. Early voting is ongoing for all spring elections through Saturday from 8:30 to 6 p.m. There are elections in Rapides Parish as well as Grant, LaSalle, Natchitoches, Evangeline, and St. Landry parishes. Early voting is conducted in the Registrar of Voters' offices. Well, spring is just around the corner, but the Northeast is bracing for a major snowstorm. Details next. It's been over a week since the Trump administration punted to Congress rather than provide evidence to back up President Trump's claim that President Obama ordered his phones to be tapped. And this afternoon, the Congressional Budget Office revealed projections on the GOP healthcare plan. Stephanie Ramos is in Washington with the latest.
The Congressional Budget Office, a nonpartisan federal agency, releases their estimate on the impact of the GOP healthcare bill. It says next year, 14 million more people would be uninsured under the legislation than under the Affordable Care Act. 24 million people uninsured by 2026. Earlier in the day, the White House downplayed the CBO's report.
The last time they did this, they were wildly off, and the number keeps declining.
And President Trump is knocking Obamacare again.
17 will be the worst year. And I said it once, I'll say it again, because Obama's gone.
The president holding a listening session with a group who have had bad experiences with the Affordable Care Act. Trump says health care is going to get better because
we're going to be working to unleash the power of the private marketplace to let insurers come in and compete for your business, and you'll see rates go down, 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 and you'll see plans go up, up, up.
But there's another highly anticipated report expected today. Proof to back up Trump's bombshell claims that President Obama had Trump Tower wiretapped. Top lawmakers on the House Intelligence Committee have given the Justice Department until today to do just that. The White House offering another explanation for the president's tweet.
He doesn't really think that President Obama went up and tapped his phone personally. I think the president used the word wiretap in quotes to mean broadly surveillance and other activities during that.
This is the first time the White House has offered some sort of explanation as to what the president meant when sending those tweets. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
We are watching a huge winter weather system that's already bringing air travel to a halt and shutting down schools. More than 60 million people throughout the Midwest, Northeast, and Southeast bracing for major storms. ABC's Maggie Rulli has more from New York.
The Midwest is getting blanketed in snow, a late winter weather surprise.
Last week it was in the 60s, now we got snow on the ground.
But a puppy play day for some is causing treacherous conditions for others.
Every report we've had on this is it's going to snow hard and fast for a long period of time, and it will create whiteout conditions.
With blizzard warnings across the Midwest and Northeast, meaning snow falling at a blistering rate 2 to 4 inches an hour. Add to that expected wind speeds of 35 to 50 miles per hour, creating visibility at less than a quarter of a mile. And we have a messy and dangerous mix. Airlines are proactively canceling thousands of flights across the country as more than 60 million people stand in the path of some seriously nasty winter weather.
We've seen a very consistent pattern so far with this storm, but this should be a very serious blizzard one that everyone should take seriously.
Developing now, a low-pressure system in the southeast will combine with that storm that's already been pummeling the Midwest, converging into one massive nor'easter that could drop up to 2 feet of snow in some areas. Here in New York, officials are acting fast, canceling all public schools tomorrow, preparing for the worst. And some airlines have already grounded all flights. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
So winter isn't technically over and obviously not ready to throw in the towel yet.
Yeah, I want to give it a one last hurrah before we do officially end winter, which is actually a week from today. March 20th is when the spring officially starts around the area. Now we're seeing a little more winter in our forecast too as far as cooler temperatures. Today only in the 50s, mid-50s out there late this afternoon. Our normal high is 70, so well below where we should be this time of year. And looks like the cooler weather hangs around the next couple of days. Get some sunshine back though, and we'll talk more about that when we come back. And welcome back, everyone. A happy Monday to you. Temperatures below average for this time of year, well into the 50s here late this afternoon. A lot of cloud cover out there. Seeing a lot of those clouds earlier today, too. Produced a little bit of rain in central Louisiana. That quickly moved out of the area, though, by the afternoon. Just held the clouds around, but temperatures well below where they should be. Again, our high temperatures about 15 degrees below average for this time of year. But we get some sunshine back for your Tuesday, and do start to warm temperatures up a little bit, but still staying below average here the next several days. Your high temperatures from today, a little warmer to our south, 64 degrees in Lake Charles, 62 degrees. The high temperature of Baton Rouge, 62 degrees also up in Shreveport, 54 in Monroe, 56 degrees here in Alexandria, and 58 degrees in Natchitoches. Outside right now then, our temperature stands at 53 degrees, mainly cloudy skies. Dew points at 46, north-northwest winds about 8 miles per hour currently, and our pressure is on the rise. Our forecast as we head into our Tuesday does show a lot of clear skies to start the day. Temperatures drop back into the upper 30s to low 40s as you wake up on our Tuesday, and we should get back at least in the low 60s, getting a little bit closer to average. Again, our normal high is 70 degrees, so we'll still be a few degrees below that, but start to see a little bit of a warming trend as we head through the next couple of days. We'll keep sunshine around and dry weather as temperatures stay in the low to mid 60s here through the middle part of our work week. So what else can we expect to see? Well, lots of sunshine expected again for your Tuesday, but temperatures are going to stay on the cooler side. And we'll keep the cool weather around for Wednesday too, with a mixture of some clouds and sun. Probably more sun than clouds though for Wednesday afternoon, but by Thursday we do start to see a little bit warmer temperatures, at least upper 60s, so getting closer to that average high of 70. And I think by the weekend we should get into the 70s once again, but may bring a few rain chances along with that as we get to the weekend. But here's your surface map as we get into your Tuesday. Again, not showing too much going on around our area, just some cooler weather filtering into parts of Louisiana, but there is warmer weather out to our west, again through parts of western Texas, get into parts of New Mexico and Arizona. That warmer weather will eventually get here. Just going to take a couple more days. We'll see temperatures getting closer to average tomorrow, but then by the end of the work week, should get at least back close to at least near average, if not above average, by the time the weekend rolls around. For tonight, though, 40 degrees, mainly clear skies. Those clouds will clear out and get chilly out there. Northwest winds at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. As we head into your Tuesday, up to 62, and plenty of sunshine expected, but still on the cooler side. Northwest winds continuing at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and that 7-day forecast getting back in the low 60s for your Wednesday. But as we head to Thursday and look at Friday, yeah, we're back into the mid 70s by the end of the work week, so even upper 60s on Thursday, then back into the mid to upper 70s for the weekend. But again, could see a few showers around or thunderstorms on Saturday, and by early next week could be back into spring. Again, spring officially starting on Monday. Looks like a nice spring day with some rain Monday and temperatures reaching close to 80 early next week. Scott?
Thank you, Chris. Raw milk products are a natural food trend growing in popularity, but are they a safe one? With more, here's Dr. Timothy Johnson.
At local farmers markets across the nation, it's sold as natural, raw milk, made into cheese and ice cream, identical to their supermarket counterparts in almost every way, except for the important fact that these products haven't been pasteurized, so they may harbor germs that can make you very sick. Just this week, the CDC announced it's investigating an outbreak of listeriosis they believe is connected to a soft raw milk cheese. This product, produced by Volto Creamery in Walton, New York, is the prime suspect in 6 illnesses in 4 states: Connecticut, Florida, Washington, and Vermont. All 6 sent to the hospital, and 2 are now dead. Health organizations have warned of the dangers of raw milk products for years, but recent studies suggest raw milk foods may be becoming more popular. Consumers reaching for them because they believe natural always means healthier. But pasteurization kills germs. So when you shop for dairy, play it safe. A pasteurized product means a choice that can save you and your family from a dangerous illness. With this Medical Minute, I'm Dr. Timothy Johnson.
If you build it, it'll race. Students at Caltech are assembling the future of entertainment, building robots for racing. As news reporter Sid Garcia shows us, engineering the electronics takes some major mental might.
The baseball is being transferred now by the Targaryen Alliance.
Some of the brightest young minds at Caltech are taking part in one of the more stressful classroom assignments they've ever had. These mechanical engineering students designed and built robots to go over what looks like a simple obstacle course.
We had mostly everything working. The issue is we didn't anticipate the seesaw. It bounces when it lands, and it ends up lifting a robot physically off the ground and flipping it over.
For more than 30 years, mechanical engineering students here have been challenged to design and build robots for this annual race. Think of this as their Indy 500 race. The robot is the culmination of these brainiacs putting their collective heads together to get what looks like a toy through and over these obstacles.
The result is months and months of concentrated design and reliability testing, which may pan out on some days, and then at the worst possible moment, things can go wrong, which is the most valuable lesson as young engineers that they can learn.
Because they can go back and figure out what went wrong, fix it, and make improvements.
Probably the most important lesson learned in this competition, teamwork.
I think that we work really well together, and we've kind of figured out, you know, which team member works with which role. So, yeah, it's kind of worked out.
There's a gear shaft trophy and bragging rights for winning. However, the most important prize, everyone gets a passing grade for this assignment.
Coming up in sports, find out how NSU is tied to March Madness this year. And we'll give you a recap of a busy NSU athletics weekend.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Charlie LaPastora. The sideline will look a little different next season for LSU basketball as the university announced that Johnny Jones will no longer serve as the men's basketball coach. Although Jones had a few shining moments in his 5 years as head coach, this year his defense was one of the worst in the country, with a 15-game losing streak that's said to be the longest in the LSU basketball program history. Jones will forever bleed purple and gold for his hometown, but the nationwide search is now underway for his replacement. Well, 68 schools are happy today after their teams were seeded in the NCAA tourney on Selection Sunday. Even though NSU Hoops isn't in, there's still ties to the tourney. New Orleans coach Mark Schlesinger and his team are playing in the first four, and of course, he used to be an NSU assistant for 11 seasons under Coach McConaughey. In 2001, when Coach Schles was an assistant, they beat Winthrop in the opening round to get to the 16th seed. If UNO wins, they advance the regional site of Buffalo. That region already features two other coaches, Notre Dame's Mike Bray and Virginia Tech's Buzz Williams, who also used to be NSU's assistants. Along with all the madness, the NSU athletic program also had a jam-packed weekend. In the first outdoor event of the year, NSU track and field won the 2017 Bob Hayes Cup with a combined 252-point score. NSU lost a tough one Sunday to Lamar as Lamar sophomore Kelly Mewson hit a walk-off single with the bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Lamar ended up winning that one 3-2. And the NSU baseball game was also close until the end, but it was Nichols who came out with the win after a 4-run 10th inning. Nichols 8, NSU 4. On the other hand, on the tennis court, the women's tennis team dominated over Nichols. They are now 9-3 on the season after a 7-0 win over Nichols on Sunday. NSU's head coach said, "Our girls fought hard and have an incredible team spirit and intensity." The NSU Demons women's basketball team has its focus on next season, I'm sure, trying to find a way to get back to the NCAA tourney. And to get there, it truly takes a team effort. One of the freshmen on the team, China Young, was featured on NSU's site today. She shares her favorite memory at NSU so far. I'm sure one of many more to come on that team.
Definitely when we beat SFA, it was like the best day ever. It was just all type of fun. It was fun on the bench. It was just so much crazy going on. It was so hype.
Ice golf. Yes, you heard me right. It's what 50 golf enthusiasts took part in on a frozen lake in Siberia. The game was played over a mile-long course on almost 2 feet thick ice. The winner was from South Korea, finishing with 45 strokes. And Virginia McLaurin had a special birthday with the Harlem Globetrotters as they celebrated and honored her turning 108. The team is donating 108 tickets for underprivileged youth to see the Globetrotters play in Washington, D.C. and Fairfax. The Globetrotters are known as ambassadors of goodwill and share Ms. McLaurin's philosophy and energy she showed at the White House last year. You may have known her from gaining national attention after a video of her dancing with former President and First Lady Barack and Michelle Obama after that went viral.
I learned how to spin that ball on that finger.
Well, that's fun.
And they were so tall, and I just had to like, I see you stole from my height.
That's awesome. Happy birthday to Ms. McLaurin.
Happy birthday, boy. Don't you hope that if you get to 108, you've got that much life and spunk?
Yeah, and able to spin a ball too, Globetrotter style.
Pretty amazing lady.
Yeah.
Thanks, Charlie.
No problem.
Some panda cubs getting a little rowdy with their handlers. That's next. Those giant panda cubs continued their playful escapades at a Southwest China research facility. This video shows what happens when pandas become stubborn. Well, in one clip, Mama Panda kept kicking one of her daughters away from her delicious food, a large bamboo shoot. The cub, eager for a share, did not give up trying to get a little bit of that bamboo from Mom, but in the end, Mama's shoves proved to be a little too much. In another clip, a panda cub was refusing to get off his favorite tree, there he is, when breeders tried to take him inside. He succeeded in defeating one breeder's attempts, then put up a good fight against a second breeder, landing a final kick to the breeder's face before finally being subdued and taken in. Well, little cub went in reluctantly, finally. There's the kick to the face.
Slow-mo on that.
Little slow-mo.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Just so you can make sure you see that, and then, you know.
Yeah.
There you go.
A couple extra times.
They are cute, but a little stubborn, aren't they?
Yeah, they sure are, but they are very cute, though. Just out and watch them to do all that.
Well, have a great night. Thanks for watching ABC 31 News.